ahead, Mr. Win. Go ahead, Mr. Win.
I was put through to a guy named Wendell Pauly, and I have since filed a complaint against Wendell Pauly with Wendy Cabreras, and I'm following up on this because, you know, he had a very abusive manner on the phone, and I did a little preliminary.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm actually aware of the conversation. I reviewed the call this weekend when I came in just to catch up. So I'm well aware of the conversation, and I've already spoken with Wendell about that. So it's definitely an opportunity for some coaching there, and it's been provided.
Okay, but above and beyond the coaching, as far as Wendell is concerned, and I understand this, to me, this could be a problem with him because his authoritarian, I would say, and abusive manner, very manipulative. I looked up some research on him, and it indicates that he's a sex offender. And I says, you know, look, I was an employment attorney years ago, and I fully support people's, you know, right to, you know, gainful employment. But I don't support their right to continue in an abusive manner, which he was toward me. And on top of that, as far as the law goes, this guy was telling me he doesn't know what a meet and confer is and trying to tell me he doesn't have anything to do with anything. And I says, look, you guys can't foreclose or issue a notice of default in Washington once a meet and confer has been requested, which we clearly did several times. So, you know, I've been trying to work with these homeowners and work with you guys forever, like since last August, Mr. Geisler. And at first I was given the runaround. I was told that Wells Fargo had it. And so that led me on a wild goose chase for months. And so for him to, you know, give me a hard time, that doesn't sit well with me. I won't take that abuse. And that's why homeowners retain us as advocates to protect their interests. So at this point, I'm wondering, can I speak with somebody else about possibly settling this case? What else can we do here?
If you're doing business in Washington State, man, if you don't know what a meet and confer is, you shouldn't be doing business here. And he was nasty. And so I'm going to report him. I'm going to get an audio of the call, and I'm going to go public with it. God. What a dick.
Holding, this is Wendy Cabreras. I'm an escalations manager here at Chase. Who am I speaking with, please?
This is Christopher King. I am the authorized third-party contact account, as is well established. Contrary.
Mr. King, before I further assist you, in case we do get disconnected, is there a best contact number for you?
There sure is. 617.
Thank you. How's it I can assist you?
Well, I need to file a complaint against Wendell Pauly, number one. He's at phone number 866-582-5208, extension 327-9035. I will also inform you that this call is being monitored and taped for quality assurance. Now, Mr. Pauly was quite rude and unprofessional with me. He lied, and I am reporting him, and I'm also requesting the audio from the phone call with him, as well as audio from this phone call. And when I asked him for his audio, he told me he wasn't going to give it to me because I wasn't an authorized third party. And I'm telling him, you know, the hell I'm not. I'm clearly in the file. That's why you're talking to me in the first place. And then we got into it, and I said, look, we have requested information about the chain of title on this file, and then we were first told that it belonged to Wells Fargo, and went on a wild goose chase about that almost a year ago. And then after that, you know, we requested initially a meet and confer pursuant to Washington statute. After the notice of pre-foreclosure options went out, we requested the meet and confer pursuant to RCW 6124-031. And I went through that with him, and he's trying to say, I don't know what that is, and what is that? And he says, you tell me what it is. And I says, if you're doing business in Washington State, man, if you don't know what a meet and confer is, you shouldn't be doing business here. And he was nasty. And so I'm going to report him. I'm going to get an audio of the call, and I'm going to go public with it. It's not right. And these homeowners are having a serious issue with their house. And they tried to get help, and what they got instead was a runaround.
Okay. Well, I certainly apologize for the service that you received, sir. I can definitely file the complaint on that agent and make sure that corrective action is taken. With regards to your request for the audio, that's something that you would actually have to subpoena.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where's that in your policies that I have to subpoena? You might have to have a court case to get the audio from a call that was recorded?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Well, I'll see if I can make that happen. At least this call I know I've got. Well, I'd like to talk to somebody other than Wendell about settling the case. He said, no, that wasn't going to happen. And I says, well, you know, I've never encountered this kind of pushback before.
Okay, so did you send in a settlement request, or?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, this is the first time
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Yeah, we have had multiple letters have gone out, and like no letters in return, just every now and then a phone call, that sort of thing. So, yeah, we've sent multiple letters out. I'd like to share some of them with you, explaining our position.
Okay, well, I mean, I apologize, sir. I'm not part of the settlement department, so I mean, I wouldn't be the best person to go over that with.
Right. Livy, come. Livy. Come on. Sorry. Yeah, is there someone else that I could talk to other than Wendell?
Well, I would have to see who is part of that department and who can review that.
Okay.
When was information sent in? Because I don't show anything recent here.
Oh gosh, there have been letters. I sent letters out last week after I tried to reach Aisha McNack, I think it was, and her supervisor. I sent out letters last week. There were phone calls. She called me when I was in Hawaii on the 19th or 20th, and I said I'd get back the next day. I wasn't able to do it the next day, but I called her like 2 days later, and I called her repeatedly and never heard back. Then I called her supervisor, never heard back from him. And I've been documenting all this, and it's in my phone. And when he tried to say that I didn't call back, I said, look, man, it's in my phone. And he says, well, I don't have a notation. And I said, you know what, that's not my fault. It's in my phone, man. I'm not making it up. And I contemporaneously noted what I was doing. I'm a professional. I'm not going to, get swept under the rug like that. I document what I do. It was a nasty phone call, I'm telling you. And his tone to me, all of it. And he tries to tell me he doesn't know what a Washington statute is. What are you talking about? He says, I'm not in Washington. I said, the hell you're not. You're doing business in Washington. I said, that's where the loan was written. That's where I'm dealing with you from. How can you tell me that you don't know what it doesn't matter what the law is in Washington? The guy was a complete ass. I'm not licensed. I don't, but I've looked at what they're facing, and I'm pretty sure that they'll qualify for bankruptcy.
All right, well, let me go ahead and reach out to them and see what we can do.
Okay.
I'll follow up with you once I have any additional information.
All right, very well. I appreciate your help, and I'll wait for a call sometime next week.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
You as well. Thank you very much.
All right, and bye now. Okay. God. What a dick.